Have you ever felt like you're awkward and uncomfortable in social situations and you don't know how to connect with other people in a way that feels easy? Maybe you've seen other people who are more extroverted and loud and outgoing, and they seem to have such an easy time of connecting. But when it comes to you, it's kind of like you missed something. You missed the instruction manual or something. And it's just difficult. I want you to know that if that's true for you, then the reason it's like that is not because you are broken or you're bad at people or you missed the instruction manual and there's some genetic part of you that is just not suited for connection. I want you to know that that's not true. There's likely some other things that are in the way, and we're going to discuss those in this video with the idea that having some more awareness around maybe some of these unconscious behaviors or unconscious beliefs and myths. If we can get those conscious, then we can start to approach them in a more healthy way, in a way that can actually help you build really beautiful, deep friendships. So I want to go through some common beliefs that maybe you've picked up through living in this world, and we're going to explore them and see if there's any truth in them or not. And as I name these, just pay attention to how your body responds to them, because although you might not consciously believe that you have this belief, some of them might seem quite strange to you, or of course I don't think that, but if you notice your body's response, it will give you some idea of whether there is a part of you at least that holds that belief as true. If you hold these beliefs as true, they can really make it not only difficult but actually really painful to try to make friends. So the first myth is that you have to be loud and outgoing to make friends. The truth is that friendships can be created in quiet moments of intimacy and closeness, and moments of meaning, shared meaning. It doesn't require being extroverted and loud and outgoing. The next myth is, I have to change who I am in order to be liked. The truth is, if you change who you are, people will never know who you are, and therefore they cannot like you. The only way to be liked is by showing up as you are. And then people can decide for themselves whether they want to pursue friendship with you or not. You're not even giving people the option if you're pretending to be someone who you're not. If I don't connect instantly, it's all over. There's a belief that the first impression makes a huge difference, and there's a lot of pressure on that moment to make a good first impression so that other people like you. The problem with this belief is that it creates so much pressure on such a small and sometimes really insignificant moment. It's not true that friendships are built in the first 20 seconds. Yeah, sure, people might be getting a sense of who you are, but the truth is, you can spend repeated time with someone and gradually get to know them over time, and that's the space where friendships are really built. It's not this really high pressure first moment. This is one I used to really struggle with. Small talk is pointless and annoying, and I just want to skip it and get straight to the good stuff. I've come to realize more and more that other people are insecure, and they're trying to protect themselves, and a lot of people don't feel safe in social situations, and small talk can be a way of being in each other's presence without having any threatening topics to talk about. It's just a space to get to feel each other out for a little bit before going a little bit deeper. So, humans have a part of them that's always on guard and always looking for safety. And if I can provide a safe space to talk to someone in, and if that is talking about the weather or whatever thing is happening around us at the moment, then I'm happy to do that, because it's actually giving signals to the other person that I'm not going to judge them and laugh at them and do horrible things to them. I'm just happy to take it at whatever pace is arising in the moment. So I think it's important to recognize that depth comes over time. And sure, I get it, it's not fun to continually be talking about really superficial things all the time. Of course, it's boring. But realize that people take time to warm up, and that's okay. And you might be surprised that how when the environment is right, and when there's no pressure around this moment, that things open up and go deeper faster than you might expect. If someone doesn't respond enthusiastically, it means they don't like me. The truth is that other people have got lots of things going on in their worlds as well. And they might be shy people, or they might be distracted with something else. Who knows, maybe there's someone in their family who's sick, or they might have had a fight, or something had happened that has made them feel jarred over the last half an hour before you met them. So you just can't know, and part of being able to create friendships with people is to give some leeway and assume that maybe there's just something else going on for them. And I know as a more introverted person, it's very easy to assume that the reason other people are behaving the way they are is because it's about me. It's about how much they don't like me, or they think I'm weird, or they think I don't belong here. And it's just not true. Other people are not thinking about those types of things. They don't go into a room and go, oh, that guy over there, he's the weird one. So this myth is really about just recognizing that everyone is living in their own separate world, and if you don't necessarily get a really enthusiastic response from someone immediately, that's okay. It doesn't have to. What matters is are you willing to keep persisting and connecting with this person? Are you enjoying yourself? The truth is that some of these beliefs might be adding a lot of pressure to the moment when you're meeting someone, or even when you're thinking about meeting people. And if that's true, then it makes it really hard to be social. It makes it hard to behave in a way that feels natural. And this is the very thing that interferes with social connection. Because you can imagine that if you were really comfortable and at ease, then your connection would actually feel a lot easier and more natural. So a lot of the work about making friendships is about getting really comfortable with who you are as a person, you're different from other people. You're driven by different values, and you find different things important, and you find different things hard, and you have different skills. It's about owning what's true for you. That being said, pressure is only one of the things that determines your ease at making friendships. And for example, some people think about going to parties if they want to make friends. And sure, that might be a really good strategy for some people. But for other people, it's not good at all. And if you're a more introverted, sensitive kind of person, it's quite likely that you are wired a little bit differently. And you are more interested in depth and deep connection and being able to speak and have people listen to you. And if you're at a party and maybe there's people drinking even, or it's loud and there's lots of people around, it's just not a great environment for that kind of thing. If you want deep connection and intimacy and being able to really go into some topics that you're really interested in, then a party is not the right place. So what I'm suggesting is that maybe some different environments could actually really help you out in this situation. One of the places that I've made some really great friends recently has been at an improv theatre course. And there's no pressure to be anything or be able to have to be loud or outgoing. It's really focused around what we're doing. We're creating something together, and there's an environment there which cultivates very close connection with other people, and it's much more conducive to the style of friendship that I know now that works best for me. So what I'm suggesting is maybe think about the places where you're actually meeting people. It might be good to pick something that you're really interested in, whether it's board games or theatre, or maybe you like singing, and find other people who are really interested in that stuff too. There's so many ways these days to connect around a topic, and this can be a really great way to connect with people in an environment that suits your particular style, which is more about depth and intimacy. On top of this, I would love to just give a broader context that the world that we live in today is different than it used to be, and it's probably different than what our biological wiring is meant for. So a lot of people are lonely and disconnected and spending a lot of their time on social media. And the social media is a crutch. It's a poor substitute for real, in-depth human connection. But that is the truth of the environment that we're in. There's a lot of people out there who don't know how to connect. Even the ones who appear to be very outgoing and friendly, sometimes they can also be feeling quite isolated, and that's just, they have a different coping mechanism with it. So I just wanted to share that context because it can just maybe take some of the pressure off. It's not all about you and how there's something wrong with you. The environment is a factor in this too. I want to share that this path is not about changing who you are. It's actually about getting to know yourself and getting to like yourself. If you know yourself, the way that you tick as a human being, and you like yourself, other people are going to like you too. You're going to have friendships. So if you've thought of yourself previously as someone who is really awkward and uncomfortable in social situations, and maybe you've blamed yourself a lot for that, and you can find a million different reasons why there's something wrong with you and you don't fit in, then I'm hoping that this video has helped bring to light some of the unconscious thinking that might be going on in the background, but also some of the environmental factors that are true. And I hope this can help you to build deeper friendships and connections. And the truth is that friendships, deep connection, are important. They're important for being healthy and happy as a human being.